Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough, America's favorite golf podcast, right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim, and I'm not joined by my favorite host in the whole world, PGA of America member John Gerber. So that means if you are a fan of the Gerb-free show, then you're in for a treat, because that's what we have today. Johnny is tied up. We talked a little bit about it on Monday's recap of the British Open. Said he may not be here, and said that I may just do this thing solo. And you know what? Here we are. And I'm not yet at the DSP Media Podcast Studios. I will be there later today for the Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show at 7 o'clock Central, live right here on FanStream Sports. Instead, I am in my home studio, comfortable, just having had finished lunch. Talking a little golf with some of my neighbors here, and they said, man, you got to do that solo show. So I said, you know what? I think I just might. We'll hope it goes better than the last solo show I had to do off the cuff when Johnny's laptop died. Literally during the introductions as he was traveling one day, did not go so well for me, but all of you guys got a big kick out of it. And that's what matters. The show's for y'all. But yes, Johnny is playing in a tournament today up there in the Kansas City metropolitan area. Have not had an update from him as of yet as to how things may be going. But if I do hear from him, either through text or whatever, then I will certainly update you guys, because everybody wants to know how he's doing in that tournament. And you know what? If he calls, I might just put him live on the air. Let him discuss that a little bit himself. We are here, however, to talk about the 2024 3M Open from up there at TPC Twin Cities. The four majors are done. The Americans swept all four majors. We hope you guys enjoyed the recap on Monday between Johnny and myself. Lots of stuff to talk about from that tournament. Go back and listen if you did not get a chance. You can hear it on your favorite podcast app, or at fanstreamsports.com. Just click on From the Rough and go find it. It'll be the first show listed after this one, because this is now the most recent. But you know what? With all of those majors behind us, things now focus on the FedEx Cup playoffs, as they are right around the corner. Players are still shifting positions. They are trying to improve their standings to get into that top 70 to punch their tickets to the FedEx Cup playoffs. And a lot of those players that have aspirations of FedEx Cup playoffs are going to be here in Blaine, Minnesota for this week's 2024 3M Open here as the regular season. And, man, this thing has just blown by. I don't know about you guys, but this whole season and the majors have now disappeared in the rear window or the rear mirror, and I just, like, this whole season's just blown by. But we are near the end of the regular season here in 2024. Tony Finau will headline the action here as the 2022 champion. We'll get into what happened to Lee Hodges, the defending champion, a little bit later, as he's here as well. But Tony Finau is sort of your headliner here. He arrives after slipping up at the British Open. He had rounds of 71 and 81 on Thursday and Friday, respectively, to miss the cut. And he's your biggest name in the field. However, Tony Finau is not your highest ranked player in the field. That honor would go to Sahith Theegala, another guy that Johnny really likes. He appears on Johnny's cards quite a bit. By the way, we will get into Johnny's picks, as well as my dartboard picks here in a little bit. We tweeted all of those out this morning, or I'm sorry, we X'd all of those out this morning, right? Tweet used to be a verb, but that doesn't exist anymore. So is it we X'd them out this morning? I'm not sure. By the way, follow me on X, at IndyCarTim. It's right there on the bottom of the screen if you were following along on video. And explain to me how do we use that? We X'd out the picks. We posted the picks on X. Hell, I don't know. Somebody please explain this to me. I still don't understand why we changed, but I love you, Elon. I'm sure you've got a master plan for everything that's happening in the world today, and I support you 100%. But Sahith Theegala is your highest-ranked player in the FedEx Cup standings. He's inside the top 10. He's in line for his best finish ever for his career in the season-long race to the FedEx Cup. But he still is looking for his first win of the season. Some of those that are in the field who have already won in 2024 will include Akshay Bhatia, Billy Horschel, Johnny's favorite player, Taylor Pendrith, Cam Davis, Austin Eckroat, and Nick Dunlap, who is fresh off his second victory of the year at last week's Barracuda Championship that was opposite the British Open. And Nick Dunlap, sorry, Nick, didn't mean to call you Dick just there. Nick Dunlap has the rare, I guess, feat of winning as an amateur and a professional this season. So good for you, Nick. We are watching your career as it unfolds here with anticipation to see how well you can handle this thing as a pro. You're doing quite well so far. While some of those players are looking to the BMW Championship and maybe even the Tour Championship, there's some that probably won't be so fortunate. We mentioned Lee Hodges. He is clearly on the bubble here for the playoffs as he is ranked number 71 right now in the FedEx Cup standings. He is hoping a return here to TPC Twin Cities can maybe spark a late season run so he can get into those playoffs. Some of the other notables here that need a big week are going to be Adam Schenk, Kazmir Keith Mitchell, Kurt Kitayama, and, of course, the bucket hat himself, Joel Damon. So what, where, who, when, why here at the 3M Open? Of course, it is this week, begins tomorrow on Thursday. Your location is the TPC Twin Cities there in Blaine, Minnesota. It's a par 71. By the way, the unstable, very unstable par 71. Those of you that are regular listeners to the show know that this drives me crazy. And yes, I know Royal Troon was a par 71 as well. There's a ton of them. I just don't get it. Add another 150 yards to a hole. Make one of the par 4s a par 5, or make one of the par 3s a par 4, and just make it a par 72. I don't understand. Someone explain that to me as well. It's 7,431 yards is how it's going to be playing this week for the pros, with a purse of $8.1 million. I'm sorry, $8.1 million. Man, that'd be that sounds like a live golf purse right there. Some of those guys, too, that we were talking about, Kurt Kitayama and Austin Eckroat, and we will get into picks and everything a little bit later, but, you know, Kitayama's sort of been under the radar this year. He's got just one top 10. That was in Phoenix back in February, and the rest of the time the results have not stacked up for him very well. And his statistics haven't either. He's third in strokes gained tee to green and inside the top 15 in terms of strokes gained off the tee and strokes gained approach over the last 3 months. So he's been playing better, but he's got some issues with his ball striking apparently, and his putter has not been cooperating. If he gets those things in order this week, he could certainly be in contention at Twin Cities. Another guy, Austin Eckroat, he won earlier this season at PGA National. Could give him some confidence here at Twin Cities. He's inside the top 10 in driving accuracy and strokes gained off the tee. Among those in the field here, and he's beginning to find his form a little bit with his irons. His putter has left him. He has not putted well this summer. But, you know, if things come together for him, he could be a name to look out for as well. But, you know, Finau is going to be your favorite here. And we'll get into him just a little bit when we get into our odds to cover things. But again, it is a Johnny free show as Johnny is on the golf course. I tried to get him to do a live update from the golf course here during the show. But of course, he's Johnny, so golf takes priority over the show, as I guess it should. That's kind of how he makes his living and what he does. So that and teaching others. But we're going to do it with Adam today. We're going to do it with Adam. We're going to roll on. And we're going to have some fun here on From the Rough on FanStream Sports. We're going to take our first break of the day Come back, we'll talk about those that are favored, some of those on the odds list, and some who may be on the odds list, but you definitely don't want to get into right here on From the Rough on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sport fans. FanStream Sports.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to TurfLife.Club.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is TurfLife.Club.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out OrionGolf.com.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the temperature, ensure your home is totally secure, all from the palm of your hand. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Start by going to the website, GetStarPower.com. That's GetStarPower.com.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to GolfCentralMag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to GolfCentralMag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at GolfCentralMag.com. We'll see you there.
Hey listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim, rocking it solo today from the home studio in Little Elm, Texas. Appreciate everybody popping in on YouTube, Facebook, on X, on Twitch. I think maybe we're still on Twitch. Oh, I don't know. I think I used to be in charge of all that, and I don't even know where we're at. You may have noticed it is a Johnny Free show, so if you're a fan of that, Merry Christmas to you here in late July. But no, of course, nobody's a fan of that. He brings the brains, I bring the comedy. Right now, all we've got today is comedy, so I apologize. But Johnny's working the golf course today. We may get an update later from him, see how things are going out there. But thought we would get into a little bit of our odds, the players. I've also got tee times here if you guys are interested. Of course, tee times, things will tee off tomorrow morning at 6:45 a.m. Central Time. The first group out, Michael Kim, Ryan Moore, and Scott Gaszewski on number 1 there at TPC Twin Cities, and also at 6:45 from number 10, Joel Damon, Martin Laird, and Justin Don't Call Me Lower. So there's your first groupings. Everything can be seen over there on ESPN Plus starting at 6:45 a.m. I will be on ESPN Plus watching every single feed they have, as I am every week except for last week because NBC tried to hog it all. And by the way, NBC's coverage of the PGA Tour and of the British Open, not that great. We may cover a little bit of that. Since Johnny's not here, I might try to cover a little bit of the travesty that was NBC's attempted coverage of the British Open on Monday when we recap the 3M Open with Johnny and myself here on FanStream Sports and From the Rough. But yes, some of the notables, if you're looking for them for tee times for Thursday, Keith Mitchell, 707. He's notable for me. I don't care if you guys like him or not. I like Kashmir Keith a little bit. Akshay Bhatia, Lee Hodges, and Tony Finau will all tee off at 718 from number 10. Looking through the list, Nick Dunlap, Sahith Theegala, Keegan Bradley, all teeing off at 729 from number 10. Taylor Pendrith, Luke List, Tom Hoagie at 740 from number 10. As we scroll down the list here, looking for some notables or some guys. Neil Shipley, the former OSU student who's turned pro, will tee off at 8:46 a.m. Central Time from number 1. Let's see. Looks like some of the more notable guys got the later draw. Andrew Novak, Brandon Wu, and Maverick McNeely at 12:32 from number 1. Billy Horschel, Sam Burns, JT Poston at 12:43 from number 1. Vincent Norman, Kurt Kitayama, and Zach Johnson. I hate saying his name out loud. Sorry. I throw up a little in my mouth whenever I say the name Zach Johnson. At 12:43 p.m. from number 10. Scrolling down the tee times here, live on the air stuff that we do here on the show. Again, not a lot of big names here this week after the British Open. Everybody's taking a little bit of time. Not everybody, but most are taking a little time off. Johnny Vegas, Kevin Chappell, and Bill Haas at 1:49 p.m. Central from number 1. Thought we'd get a little bit into the odds here in the second segment of the show. And Tony Finau, of course, your favorite, 11-1. We talked about him a little bit at the beginning of the show with his really poor showing at the British Open with a carding a 71 and an 81 on Thursday and Friday. Just didn't have anything going in his game. He is your favorite here this week at 11-1 at TPC Twin Cities up in Blaine. At 18-1, your second favorite here, Sam Burns. He's been pretty solid, kind of surprisingly. I think, but now he didn't play well Sunday at the Open, and he was playing really in the easiest conditions of the week for a lot. But he struggled to get into major contention. He shot an 80 on Sunday, but he'll be back at TPC Twin Cities for the third time in his career, hoping to get a little momentum before the FedEx Cup playoffs kick off. A top 10 result. You got a top 10 result here in 2019. It was his first time here, so he could look for some of that magic here again this year. At 22-1, Akshay Bhatia. He's battled his way all the way up to 14th in the FedEx Cup standings, thanks in part to that win in San Antonio and a couple of close calls at the Travelers and the Rocket Mortgage. His first trip over the pond to the British Open resulted in a missed cut, but he continues to hit the ball well. As he's, I don't know how many people expected him to do well over at Royal Troon. I wasn't one of them. I was, I don't know how I feel about Akshay Bhatia. He's not one of the guys that I dislike, but he's not really one of the guys that I root for either. No specific reason, I don't think. But I did not expect him to play well at Royal Troon last week, and that's what we saw. Also at 22-1, Sahith Theegala. It was kind of a mixed bag for him over in Scotland. He contended at the Scottish Open. He had a T4, but he missed the cut really bad. He played terrible at Royal Troon, and that's kind of a microcosm of his season, though, those 2 weeks. He's been on and off all year. he's going to have to have a good performance here. He needs to strike the ball a lot better than he has been this year if he expects to see the weekend here at up in Blaine. 25-1 Luke Clanton. It's his first ever, or in the first ever 3M Open, a young phenom named Matthew Wolff claimed victory. And a lot of people are looking for Luke Clanton to do the same. He's an amateur. He's been stellar on the PGA Tour this year. He's got 4 straight made cuts, including runs at the Rocket Mortgage Classic and the John Deere Classic, where he finished second and topped the field there in strokes gained tee to green. He hits the ball far. He's got a lot of power, and he's playing with a whole lot of confidence for a dude that's 20 years old and playing on the PGA Tour as an amateur. At 28-1, sorry, Johnny, Billy Horschel. Billy Horschel. I think that's how I'm going to start saying his name. Again, you know what? We talked about this Monday. Johnny's not a fan of Billy Horschel. I kind of am a closet fan of Billy Horschel. I don't openly root for him, but when he's in contention, I kind of like it. Now, everyone knows, of course, that Max Homa and John Daly are my guys. But I sort of root for Billy Horschel. And at 28-1, I don't have the analysis and the breakdown that Johnny would have for you here, and you're missing that, and that's too bad. But so I have zero idea how he's going to play on this course, how he matches up with the course and the conditions that they're going to see. That's kind of Johnny's department. But I would like to see him do well here. He played well. He faded on the back 9 on Sunday, as he's done quite a bit. But, I hope for good things for Billy Horschel this week up in Blaine. Everybody sort of played second fiddle to Schauffele on Sunday, and Horschel was one of those that got caught up in that. He did finish the back 9, or the final 9 at Royal Troon, birdie, which I thought was impressive. And then Johnny came back on Monday and said, well, yeah, that's because he was already out of it and there was no pressure. There's probably a little bit to be said for that, and I get it, but I still think that's an impressive finish for a guy that's struggled quite a bit. He played really well throughout the weekend, but, he just didn't have it for the first 6 holes of his final 9 on Sunday, and it really did him in. He's got 4 top 25s in his last 7 starts, and he finished T13 in this tournament a season ago. So Billy Horschel at 28-1, maybe somebody to watch. Keegan Bradley at 30-1, somebody you might see on somebody's card here this week. Tom Hoagie at 33-1. Keith Mitchell, Cashmere Keith Mitchell at 35-1. Taylor Pendrith at 35-1. All of those odds, of course, subject to change. I believe those were printed yesterday, maybe. So wherever you find your odds and whatever app or website you use for that, they may have changed just a little bit. So just pay attention to that. You may get a better deal on some of these guys. You may get a little worse deal on some of those guys. But until we get another betting sponsor, we're just going to use what we find online and let you guys go find your own odds, as we don't have anybody to sell for you, as it were. I tell you what, we're going to get into Johnny's picks and my picks here on the other side. We'll take our final break of the show, offer that to you, and then wrap things up on an abbreviated From the Rough right here on Fan Street Sports. As we are Johnny free, it is IndyCar Tim all the way wire to wire for you this week. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the perfect temperature, and ensure your home is secure, all from the palm of your hand. Star Power has the experts that will transform your house into a secure, smart home. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Get started at GetStarPower.com. Star Power, where innovation meets home.
Hi, golfers. IndyCar Tim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. And what is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to TurfLife.Club.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that TurfLife.Club.com.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out OrionGolf.com. Hey listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. PGA of America member Johnny Gerber has golf duty today as he's playing in a tournament up in the greater Kansas City area. I don't have a report from him how the things are going or if he's finished yet. But if we do, we'll pop him on here. Or if he texts me, I will certainly update you guys, but nothing yet. Otherwise, we're going to make him talk about it on Monday when we do the 3M recap. Take up some time then. We want to thank everybody, especially that's watching us on our video feeds at fanstreamsports.com, on FanStream Sports TV, which is our YouTube channel. Make sure you check us out there, on TikTok, on Instagram, on the X. Get a lot of viewers on the X. We appreciate all of you guys. We'd love to get comments from you, or if you want to reach out to me on the X, I am at IndyCarTim. Johnny is at J Gerber PGA Pro. The show is at From the Rough PGA. We love hearing from the viewers and the listeners. I get people that send me like dad jokes sometimes. I used to tell dad jokes on the air. You know, and I used to do that when I did a daily Dallas Cowboys show, and I would always start the show with a dad joke of the week or of the day that I did, and it got quite popular there for a while. I need to get back to that maybe on one of the other shows, or maybe here. I don't know. If you guys want that, let me know. I may pull a dad joke out on you and just not tell Johnny I'm doing it, and he'll just have a huge question mark over his head, like, why did you say that? Which he usually has when I say a lot of things here on the show. But that's kind of the way we roll. That's why it's called From the Rough and not From the Fairway, because you never know what you're going to get here. And a lot of times we go off on tangents that's not even about golf. It's about entertainment or movies or some BS that we don't even know how we got there. I like to pull us into the ditch, and it's Johnny's job to pull us out of the ditch. He rarely does so. He usually just pulls us further into the ditch. And that's part of the reason we have so much fun here on From the Rough. I enjoy it very much. So let's get into our picks and predictions for the show. I will give you my dartboard picks now as we get our picks music playing. One of our regular segments on the show here. Johnny, of course, a golf handicapper. If you're not following, you're not winning. I don't have his numbers, how far up he is on his season. I know that we know that he had 2 winners in a row, and actually 3 winners in 4 weeks as of last week. I don't know where he was last week, what the totals are, his matchups. Again, I don't have the exact numbers. I should have got those from him, but somewhere around like 55, 16, and 4 on his weekend matchups. He gives you guys matchups on Saturdays and Sundays. We offer those for free out on social media. Again, usually on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram is where you can find those at J Gerber PGA Pro, at IndyCarTim, and at From the Rough PGA. But I go first on these things because I've got what we call the dartboard picks, because I am not a professional handicapper. I do not know betting like Johnny does, although he has made me some money, I can say, over the past 3 or 4 years since we've been doing this. But let me throw mine at you first here. These are for the 2024 3M Open. I sent these to Johnny, but I haven't heard from him to laugh at me like he usually does, especially my top 20. I've been on a roll, kind of a kick, where I've been putting Stuart Sink in my top 20, and I haven't come close. But I have faith in Stuart Sink. For the British Open, I put John Daly in my top 20. And he was like plus 20,000. I thought, man, maybe I'll just get lucky here one of these days. But no. As John Daly apparently needed a beer and a heater, and he went and withdrew at some point during the week. But at plus 700, I figured Stuart Sink is a top 20. Kind of, why not? Why not? My top 10, I had Kurt Kitayama at plus 410. I like Kurt. I like this course. Like this course for him, based on things I've heard from Johnny. And we're crossing our fingers for a top 10 finish from Kurt Kitayama, because at plus 410, that's not a bad value at money. And what will you hear from Johnny every time we do these picks? It's all about the value. Yeah, you can go bet favorites all day long, but you are not going to make any money. That does you no good other than if you're out looking for bragging rights, which is fine. Just don't expect to make money when you get a winner that's 8-1. My winner, not really a fan of this guy, but at 40-1, I thought, you know what? Why the hell not? Let's throw out Taylor Pendrith at 40-1 as my winner, and I'll be monitoring those, of course, throughout the week. But now it's time to get into something that has some significance, if in fact there is anything, as we now offer you Johnny's winning picks. Johnny's picks, of course, brought to you by Orion Golf, pioneers in golf facilities management at oriongolf.com. Also brought to you by Turf Life at TurfLife.Club. Join the club, celebrate anyone and everyone that either works with, plays on, has something to do with games that involve turf. We appreciate you very much. Head over to, that's easy for me to say, head over to TurfLife.Club and get you a window decal, stick it on your office window, your back window of your Mercedes, BMW, Genesis, Jaguar, Porsche, whatever you want to put it on the back. Just don't put it on the back of your wife, because, you know what you can do? Get you a Turf Life tramp stamp on either your wife or your girlfriend, and then send us pictures of it. That would be amazing. The Turf Life tramp stamp. I think we're going to start marketing those over at TurfLife.Club. I don't know if Terry, how she would feel about that. Terry, of course, the beautiful, lovely, and talented owner at Turf Life. May have to run that by her before I start talking about that on the air. Oops. But let's get Johnny's picks here for you for the 3M Open. We'll go over his top 20. A couple of A-listers here. He's got Andrew Putnam at plus 400. He's got Adam Svensson at plus 300 in his top 20. For his top 10, a couple of guys we talked about here during the preview. Justin, don't call me lower at plus 1350. Man, tremendous value, guys, on both of these top 10s. Plus 1350 for Justin, don't call me lower. And plus 1250 for the other top 10 that Johnny has. Nate Lashley, plus 1250 for Nate Lashley on the top 10. His ham sandwich, which is the long shot. Usually he picks these that are like 60-1 and above, 50-1 and above, things like that. Seamus Power at 80-1. Johnny's ham sandwich. for the 3M Open. Seamus Power. I talked to a guy one time that kept calling him Seamus. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? And he said, well, isn't that his name? That's how I read it, Seamus. I'm like, dude, it's Seamus. It's a national name over there. Like it's like John over here. It's Seamus. He goes, well, it's not what it says. It was one of the most frustrating conversations I've ever had in my life, to be quite honest with you. But it's Seamus Power. Don't call me Seamus at 80-1. And then Johnny's winners for the 3M Open. We'll start with the third one here, and it's kind of a ham sandwich bonus because it's a 50-1. Austin Eckroat at 50-1. Johnny's winners. Adam Hadwin. If Adam had a win, it would be really nice, but he doesn't. But Adam had win at 45-1 as Johnny's second winner. And then finally wrapping things up for Johnny's picks, Keegan Bradley, 33-1. I don't like this pick, but it doesn't matter what I like. Sometimes Johnny makes fun of my picks. You know what? I'm going to make fun of his picks today because he's not here. And I'm going to make fun of Keegan Bradley at 33-1. And we're going to follow those picks here throughout the week. You guys take a picture of that on the screen or write it down if you're listening to the recorded podcast or the live podcast on the air at fanstreamsports.com. Just write those down or take a picture. Let's follow along with each other throughout the weekend, see how Johnny's picks goes. And then, of course, we will give you guys Saturday morning. We will give you the matchups early Saturday morning is usually when we do these things. He sends them to me bright and early, and I get the graphic all put together. And we X those out, here we see we've come full circle from the very beginning of the show. We will X those out, post those on X. The process formerly known as tweet out, I don't know. But we will inform you on social media on the platform now known as X. Also Instagram, Facebook, maybe TikTok sometimes when I think about it, what Johnny's matchups are. If he doesn't like the matchups, then he won't have any, and he'll say, I just didn't like any of the numbers. I didn't like what was happening, the way it was coming out. So then we'll post that as well if there are none, just so you know that we didn't forget. But look for those Saturday and Sunday on our socials, at IndyCarTim, at J Gerber PGA Pro, at From the Rough PGA, and then you can find John Gerber, IndyCarTim, over on Instagram. And then you can find both of us also on Facebook pretty easily as well. Just do a search with our names, and we're usually the ones that pop up there. At least I am for sure under IndyCarTim. I don't think there's a lot of IndyCarTims probably on the Facebook. But those are your picks. Again, look for your matchups on Saturday. We're going to wrap things up here as, again, I was doing the solo show. Appreciate you guys hanging in there with us. Sorry it's abbreviated, but that's what happens when I'm the only one that talks. And I don't have Johnny to look at and spout off knowledge about golf and the course and the players and all this other stuff. It's what you get. You just get me, and you get it for damn near 40 minutes. So that's the way we do things when Johnny's off. Let me know what you thought about the solo show, if I shouldn't ever do one of these again. I get it. Trust me, I'm maybe in that court as well. But we will be back on Monday with another From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports, wrapping up and recapping the 3M Open. Johnny hopefully will be back then to talk a little bit about it, some analysis. We'll go over his betting picks, what went right, what went wrong. We'll have more fun for you. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Special thanks to Turf Life, to Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com, Turf Travel, Philanthropy, and Lifestyle, all of that over at Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com, and especially Orion Golf at oriongolf.com, pioneers of golf facilities management. We'll do it again on Monday, boys and girls. Have fun watching golf this weekend. Until then, y'all keep hitting them straight.